Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the collective. Collective, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Everyone, I hope that you're doing well. I have to tell you, and this is part of your reading, as I sat down to do this reading, I chose several different decks because I'm about to film a series of readings. And so I was looking on my bookshelf behind me, the bookshelf that has been here for, I don't even know, 10 years that I've lived in this apartment, 2 years that I've been filming on this channel. And as I was about to hit record, I heard a crack, and I have recovered it as much as I can, but the bookcase is literally falling apart. And all of the decks that were in these shelves up here, I had to remove. You can't tell because it looks fine. If I hadn't said anything, you probably wouldn't have noticed. But I was in this mad dash to not let everything fall down, including all of my beautiful plants and my crystals and my decks. And so I was having to climb onto the chair that I'm sitting on and, you know, get all the decks off and everything. And I had just cleansed my space with Palo Santo, as I always do before readings. And as I'm cleaning off and trying to recover and just make it last for today while I look for something new to put there, of course it occurred to me that, you know, it feels like a tower moment for you. It feels like some great adjustment needs to be made in your life. I think this is probably something that might catch you off guard. It's probably for the best, because in the makeshift way that I wanted to put this together, I put a huge picture of my spirit animal, the heron, that I had just sitting on my floor. I was like, okay, well, let me just put it here, and it looks beautiful. So it's almost like, even in these moments where we have to pivot and we have to adjust and we have to make do, you can find a way if you're determined enough. I could have sat here and panicked and freaked out and just be like, I can't film today, and made all sorts of excuses. And I'm like, no. Whatever energy that wanted to distract me, because I felt like it was a little bit of a distraction. It took me about 10 minutes to settle this action over here. I remain determined to give you messages today, because why not? But this could be a theme for people watching this reading, that there's going to be something going on in your near future that will cause you to have to think on your feet, think ahead, pivot, and just have a sense of humor about it. Life is lovely, and there's so many blessings, and showing gratitude, because after 10-15 minutes, here I am sitting with you, and things feel calm again, okay? I hope it doesn't do anything while we're recording, but in a way, whatever will be, will be. I'm going to be using 2 decks for your reading today. Let me show you the first one. For the overall energy will be from the Untamed Elemental Oracle deck. And I don't have the box for this one, but this is the, what is this deck called? The Everyday Witch Tarot. The Everyday Witch. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for the collective. It's just a quick reading. Take a temperature on what's going on. Yeah, mysteries with the moon. I love this deck. I love the shapes in it. Immediately, this is not the Merkaba, but it reminds me of the Merkaba shape. The Merkaba, which I have here, which is the kind of light vehicle of consciousness and creation. I put it there because I very much resonate with the Merkaba. There could be some up-leveling, right? It's the change. It's the sudden change that catapults you into next level thinking, next level living. But there are some mysteries. The moon conjures the energy of Cancer and also Pisces in the tarot. Talks about mysteries, secrets, illusion, and confusion. I love this though because I love these cards. They're very geometric, but there is a kind of symmetry until you look closer, because we can see here it's almost like phases of the moon, and in this shape here it's like all the phases abstractly represented at once. There's something to that for you, that something could be expanding and contracting and building and receding all at the same time, much like the moon controls the tides, because Spirit is showing me waves crashing, expanding and receding. I almost said receiving. Maybe you are receiving messages during pertinent moon cycles. You could be lending messages to the universe during moon cycles. Like if you have any moon rituals, I know that I have written letters to Spirit, physically written letters to Spirit during moon rituals, written in my journal, just to get some thoughts out. So you could be doing a lot of that at this time. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. This is just a quick reading, just to take a temperature on what's going on for this group of people that are watching today. Okay, first card out. There are no coincidences. The first card out. I still have the rest of the deck here. The moon. Thank you, Spirit. I've been seeing, I saw 11, I talked to my twin today, my twin flame, this afternoon, and after I got off the phone with him, I walked about 10 paces and I saw a car. The license plate was 1111. So there are some synchronicities in the world, in my world right now, and I dare say in your world as well. Let's get the rest of the cards out, but that's, thank you, Spirit, that's hugely synchronous. 3 cards out on the table. The second card is the 3 of Swords. Third card is the High Priestess in reverse. High Priestess is Pisces energy. If I'm speaking to Pisces, or if you have Pisces in your chart, then you showed up in this reading. And it's so interesting to me. I'm looking at this card. She's got the tarot deck on the table and all the books behind her. It's very much like, you can't see it because it's behind my chair, all on the floor. This is what all of my tarot decks and oracle decks look like on the floor right now, right? Upside down. So for the collective right now, in this imagery, I haven't used this deck in a really long time, so looking at not just what the card is, but also the specific imagery, we see a path kind of going off into the distance. There has been a trodden path, a path that has been set out over time. You know, Spirit is showing me, okay, this is very deep cut into what I don't know, but when people do urban planning, you study urban planning in school, what are we looking at? We're looking at where we're building housing, industry, parks, recreational areas, commercial districts, where we put in infrastructure and water plants and electricity, and how does the traffic flow from one side of the city to the other side, etc., etc. When people study behavior and human behavior in cities, in park spaces specifically, They find that when people design sidewalks that are meandering, and meandering without purpose, like there's nothing impeding the path, like a big group of trees that developers didn't want to cut down or something. There's no reason why the sidewalk shouldn't just be from A to B in a straight line. When designers want to get creative and they create sidewalks that have meandering, useless meandering paths, a human being will tread at the quickest route from A to B. So they'll walk on the grass, step on the grass, and one person after another over time will create their own path, one that makes more sense, right? Because in a way, imagine yourself walking a meandering sidewalk. How silly would that look if there was nothing in front of you that would cause you to have to go like this? Spirit is showing me that concept now because they're also showing me Cancer, the crab, where the crab, Cancers are known for this. I'm a Cancer, but I try not to be this way, but sometimes it is this way, where instead of taking the most direct route, a Cancer will sidestep, just like the crab. It's not the most efficient. So Spirit is telling me all of that. One, you might be in urban planning. I don't know. Or you might be interested in that. But two, they're telling me that because there's something in your life where you have not taken the most direct route. And you could have been making excuses. Like taking that meandering path feels a little bit like procrastination. And it could be because you've been feeling small. So look at the reflection, right? This black cat is kind of like a puma or a panther in the reflection. It's how we want to see ourselves, but maybe how we actually are. We might feel small. It's very crazy too, because just today, my mom called me. She was at like a pet store, and they had, I've been saying, I lost a beloved cat friend a couple months ago, and I've been saying, I think our next cat should be a black cat. I really want a black cat, and I've been saying it and saying it and saying it. And today she called me from the pet store, and she said, there's a really cute black kitten. Do you want to come see it? And I said, no, I'm not ready, right? I'm not ready, and I am not ready. I haven't fully mourned my other cat, but another synchronicity, right? You could be seeing a lot of synchronicities and find yourself really trying to take a more direct approach. But part of that direct approach has to do with how you see yourself, the confidence, your confidence level. Maybe things feel a little too mysterious right now for you to be confident about it. So Spirit is giving me a person that I know that had the chance to apply to a really good job opportunity and said, no, I'm not ready for it. Even though it was something that they manifested. And that's their prerogative, right? They got to do what they got to do. Totally understandable. But on the outside, and I'm on the outside of that person, you know, I thought, that's too bad. That's too bad, because you manifested that opportunity and Spirit brought it to you, and it wasn't an easy manifestation, right? A lot of things had to happen for this particular job opportunity to present itself, and the person didn't go for it. That's okay. We're all walking our path. It feels a little bit meandering, but we're all walking our path, and you can't rush it. But in the spirit of being more efficient, I think you're wanting to be more efficient. It's interesting too, here I see this witch on the broom. kind of like, what's more efficient? It's like skip the path altogether and just fly there. So that could be for somebody, maybe you're traveling, because I skip the path altogether and just fly. The number 18 could be relevant. I think it's interesting too, because the witch is occupying this side of the moon, just like this entity here. I don't know, maybe you're spellcasting, manifesting something very specific. I feel like that feels like a synchronicity, right? Let's keep, I want to pull a clarifier for the moon. Angel spirits, guides, what messages do you have? Thank you. You got the 6 of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I think there's another black cat. I mean, this is the everyday witch, but not all the cats are black. There's one here that's a calico. The 6 of Cups can talk about looking back to the past, wanting to maybe relive some memories, some important moments in your life that felt happy and blissful. That's the card in the upright. You got the card in reverse. So it's almost as if we're trying to kind of, Spirit just said, hightail it out of there, out of Memory City. We don't want to look back to the past. There's one reader at Higher Source Tarot. She always says 6 of Cups is like, you can look back to the past, but you shouldn't stare. Don't get caught in cycles of repeat, Spirit is saying. I think maybe it already happened once. 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is the heartache and heartbreak card. It's one of the most difficult. It's interesting too, because I was talking about moon rituals with you, and here I see this book on the bed. It says journal. So you could be, if you're not currently writing down your manifestations or your thoughts and feelings, you could be looking through old journals, old writing, old pictures, or extend it further, old pictures, old text messages, Spirit just said. But it's almost as if you're, by reliving them, you put yourself through that same heartache. And Spirit doesn't want that for you. The inkwell is spilled on the bed. All the ink is kind of bleeding out. That makes me think of the movie The Fountain with Hugh Jackman, Rachel Weisz. I don't know if you've seen that movie, The Fountain. It's a movie by Darren Aronofsky, great filmmaker, controversial filmmaker, but that movie could be relevant to you. That book is, it's interesting. Remember I was saying in the beginning that this is kind of like different phases, expanding and contracting and growing and receding. The movie The Fountain takes place in through several different lifetimes, and the same actors play characters in each time period. So, you know, time is an illusion, right? If you continue to put yourself back in the past, it's almost like that becomes your reality, and it can be difficult to move forward. It feels again like that meandering sidewalk. 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Let's get a clarifier for the 3 of Swords. What is the 3 of Swords about? You got 4 cards here. I'll take them. The 5 of Wands. This can be a card of kind of internal conflict. The number 9 of the major arcana, the Hermit card, Virgo energy. Virgo, you showed up in your own reading. Number 20 of the major arcana, the Judgment card in reverse. She's on that path. This card talks about answering the call of spirit to follow your life's blueprint, the path, the ultimate path, the spiritual one. Another 6, the 6 of Swords. Stealing away in the under the cover of darkness. There's that moon again. Another full moon too. Full moon. I want you to please look at your convenience when the next full moon is from when you watch this reading. I think it's very important for you to harness the energies. Make the energies of the next full moon work for you. How do we do that? We understand that the moon controls the tides. Looking at how the tides of your life are ebbing and flowing. What seems to be expanding and what is contracting in your life, whether it's friendships or family, opportunity, love, finances. It's almost like I see you surfing, or spirit wanting you to catch the wave. Catch the wave. The momentum. Because I see this here as well. This, like the momentum of the wave. I think in general what these 3 cards plus this one are saying is that this heartache, heartbreak came while you were really arguing with yourself, because it's almost like I see you in meditation or contemplation prayer. This is like, imagine that all 5 of these characters are an aspect of you inside of your mind, heart, and you're kind of arguing with yourself about which direction you want to move into. I don't know that with the Judgment card in reverse, it doesn't feel like you've locked into your purpose, at least to the point of your own satisfaction. And I just talked about this morning with someone, that when I discovered tarot and I started to really practice tarot, it became abundantly clear to me that this was my life's purpose. Whether I get paid for it, whether I do it for free, whether one person watches my readings or a million people watch, I am supposed to deliver these messages. It's what I'm meant to do. And I know that you feel that you are constantly having to kind of extricate yourself out of situations that don't feel authentic to you. That's what this feels like. You want to gravitate, I think that you are too, gravitate towards something that resonates. But it's all still so new and mysterious and overwhelming. Full moon can, you ever look up really at a bright full moon? It's so awe-inspiring, but it's overwhelming. The energy of it. That you're still trying to find your path. And it's like singing the soul song, the musical notes represented here. And part of that could feel a little heartbreaking. Like knowing, I mean, that is really frustrating. Knowing that you have a divine purpose, and you do, we all do. But just feeling like you're not meeting up to it. Spirit is saying with the High Priestess in reverse, you know, it's time that you, one, believe in yourself. A great deal of confidence here. But also, don't be afraid. With the High Priestess in reverse, it's like wanting to finally open up and express the gifts the sacred gifts, the spiritual gifts. When the High Priestess is in the upright, she's mute, she's quiet, she's quietly observing, understanding the world, understanding how people work, channeling messages, scrying, divining, talking with the spirits, the ancestors, communing with herself. It's very contemplative. When the card is in the reverse for me, it just represents this kind of need to express, need to ask questions, to inquire more about what it is that you're going through right now. So let's say, you know, I did mention synchronicities several times. Let's say you are starting to see synchronicities. Let's say that is new for you. That everywhere you look, you see repeating numbers, or people keep repeating a phrase to you, or they keep making a comment about your energy or your appearance, or your, not in a derogatory way, but just, you know, saying, you know, hey, you seem like, you seem like you're really energetic lately. Is something going on? And you're just like, I don't know, I just feel like, just feeling good. And people can tell, like, it's like your aura is very bright and brilliant. You start to see these things. You're starting to get information back from the outside world, back to you. And I think it's this process that Spirit wants to encourage, to express it, to say, hey, you know, I feel like I'm being given a message. Give a clarifier for the High Priestess to close the reading. Page of Pentacles. Beautiful. Page of Pentacles is all about trying something new. This is your advice from Spirit. Choose path. Here's the path again, right? Choose a direction and walk that path. Even if it meanders, it's okay. Just because you might look a little silly to yourself if you're walking a sidewalk that meanders left and right like a snake, just do it. At least you're moving. You're not standing still. You're not stagnant. Even if it causes you to take a little bit more time, then it's kind of like enjoy the view. See how it's like the meandering path. The meandering path. The Page of Pentacles is curious about new opportunities. It's somebody who has a beginner's mind. And Spirit wants you to have that beginner's mind again. Because if we remain in this energy, we're not going to want to get out of bed. We're not going to feel motivated to take those steps. Even if we don't always know where we're going, it's important to move forward. That's your reading, collective. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, everyone.